What's up? It's your boy Tao, back again with another video. In today's video I'll be drawing Naruto from Naruto. It's been a while since I've last uploaded, and that's because I've been pretty busy with uni and work and all. But yeah, I hope everyone's been well. Cool, so in this video basically I started out the drawing by using a 2B pencil and an HB pencil, both mechanical. Doesn't really matter, you can just use a normal one. I just don't really like having to sharpen the pencil over and over again. Other than that, I use these markers. They're Copic knockoffs. They're pretty much called Kogan, and you can buy them online for like $40 for 80, which I recommend picking up. So those are the markers I use in all the videos. Basically, I started this drawing with an outline of Naruto, and I decided to start filling in color straight after that. And later on in the video, you'll see that I outline it using pen to imitate more of the anime inked-in style. That didn't make much sense, but it's like you know, when everything's all outlined. Yeah, okay. Anyways, why did I choose to draw Naruto? Basically, Naruto was one of the first mangas which I actually started to read, and I know that's one of the big three. There's Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, all of which I really like. Well, Bleach is dragged on for quite a bit, but it's still really cool. Okay, back to Naruto. Basically, like the other animes and mangas, as you guessed, I learned a lot of life lessons. Now with Naruto, there are many great scenes, and I learned a lot from each of them, but one of the scenes that comes to mind is from the really early episodes, where he's in the hidden mist village and there's a kid that's sad because, you know, he's had a pretty rough life up until that point, and Naruto himself has had a rough life, so try not to give away any spoilers. It's not really... Yeah, anyways, Naruto's had a rough life, but he always has a smile on his face and he's always enthusiastic. The kid who's moping, he pretty much learns that no matter how tough life is, what matters most is your perspective and how you choose to live your life with all the disadvantages which you may have at the moment. Because life's just a bunch of up and downs, and I feel like Rocky when he's doing that speech about it ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Well, that pretty much summarizes what I'm trying to say. Okay, so back to the drawing. Basically, the reference image that I did use for this drawing is from the first volume. It's the cover art, and I was thinking about drawing a bunch of cover art, like making a series of different manga cover arts along the way. I'd like to know you guys' thoughts on that. So yeah, anyways, with the drawing I've already laid down the flat tones, and we can build up the shadows by using slightly darker colors. I'll take a snippet pretty much showing what it looks like before I do the pen, and it kind of has this effect where, well, okay, if I try to explain it simply, it would be the idea of a line would be, so if you draw a straight line and you separate it, so you color in two tones, that's not simple at all, is it? Okay, so completely take out the idea of a line and think about where two colors meet, and then if you slightly overlap them, a line will naturally form where the two shades meet. And I'll do a better tutorial showing how I do that later, but that's the main reason which I kept this image in. And basically when you do that, it gives off more of a realistic effect, like everything isn't outlined. And for this drawing, which I mentioned earlier, I am planning to outline it because that's just the natural style of manga and anime, how they have everything inked in, which I do really like. It gives off that cartoonic effect. Cartoonic, is that a word? Okay, well, that's pretty much the effect it gets, and I'm sure you guys get what I'm trying to say. Hopefully, surely. Right, now we're up to the outlining stage, which I talked about. And for this stage, what I like to do is I start off with the face, basically because I feel like if I mess it up here, then well, basically I feel like it's the hardest part, if there is a hard part to the drawing, and it's better to get out of the way with, right? Yep, so as for pens, I use a 0.1 and a 0.3. Basically with the 0.3 I use that on the clothing, and I use it to go over the areas that I did with the 0.1, just because it's a bit bolder. And when you use a 0.1, I kind of use it like a pencil, so I'm doing very light small lines and I build up on those. And you can use pretty much any pen The largest one I got up to is the Copic brush pens, which they're more for like the really thick calligraphy strokes, which adds like, well, it's quick and it gives off a pretty cool effect that I use mainly in my ink drawings. Yeah. Now for the background, I like to just use a 0.1 pen because I don't want it to be overpowering, and I also strip some detail in the background just to really push it back, and that helps bring the foreground forward. Yeah. That sounded like a really bad sentence. Anyways, it's pretty much nearing the end of the video. Just want to say a quick thanks to everyone that pretty much watches, likes and subscribes, any of that. I just really appreciate it, and I'm gonna do my best to be more consistent with it, and I hope that you guys are consistent in the goals that you set for yourselves as well, and wishing you all the best. See you next time. Bye.